Hello everyone, welcome to our Metal Up series. I'm Jerry with Metal Roof Specialties. Today we're going to talk about slopes, roof slopes, angles. What's that mean? Why is it important? How do you calculate it? Sometimes it's referred to as roof pitch, but we're going to call it roof slope today for this process. So this particular model we have here has a roof slope of about a 12-12. That just means that it has 12 inches of rise for every 12 inches of run. We'll talk a little bit more about that and show you how to measure it. Why it's important to know that is because depending on your roof pitch will determine what types of products are appropriate. Most products can work on very steep roofs like this, but if you have a very low slope roof, there are some products that are more appropriate and some that just flat shouldn't be used at all, depending on your environment. If you're higher in the mountains where you have heavier snow loads or you're more susceptible to ice buildup, that can also be a reason why you'd want a steeper slope roof. But so, as you figure out what your roof slope is, that will help determine what products are appropriate for your roof and then what will perform really well. Again, manufacturers generally will tell you what minimum roof slopes are for certain products. Shingle products have a little bit higher slopes. This is a standing seam type roof. There are types of those that can go very, very low. So again, depending on what your roof slope is, will determine the best use for your product. So let's talk about how you measure it. So again, roof slope is determined by what's called rise over run. You have a unit of run, which is a distance this way, and how far up does the roof rise in that time, in that space. It's generally determined in units of 12. Let's use inches for instance. If you have a run of 12 inches and your roof angles up, we want to know how high it goes. Let's say in that distance it rose 6 inches in that 12. That's called a 6-12 roof pitch or a 6-12 roof slope. Here's how you might calculate it if you have just common tools. I took this level. Sometimes levels are exactly 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, or whatever. This one was a little less than 2, so I couldn't use it as its own measurement. So I made a little mark on the bottom where the 12-inch mark is. So from this point over to the roof, I'm going to put this on the roof and I'm going to make the level go level. And we'll do it from this side so you can see it. So I've got the roof, the level, pretty level there. I'm going to take my measuring tape, try and put it down as straight as I can, down to the roof. And in this case, this says it's about a 10.5, 12. Some of that's because the point of my tape measure isn't exactly right, but hopefully you're getting the idea. Level, level, go to the 12-inch mark, about 10.5, 12. So this roof slope is 10.5, 12. That's one way of doing it with tools that you have. Another way is now with all of our new technology, there's a lot of apps on phones, depending on what type of phone you have. You have a roof pitch or roof slope application. In this case, you can lay it down and it tells you, or you laid it up on the angle, maybe you can see that. This says it's about 11.9 slope. So again, we're pretty close within what the range I said before, 10.5, 12, 11, 12. Honestly, for purposes of determining what type of roof panel, that's close enough. We just need to know kind of what range the slope is at to determine the product for you. Also, the benefit of knowing the as close a roof pitch as possible is if you're purchasing this type of roof system, all the parts and pieces will then be made to the appropriate angle so it works with your package. So if you're thinking about a metal roof, think about what your roof slope is, try and determine what your roof slope is. Some parts of your roof may have different roof slopes. Let's think about that. Let's know that roof slope. Think about where you are. You're in the mountains or you're at sea level. What's your environment? And then we'll talk about which products are appropriate for you. Hopefully that's simple enough. We'll go from there. See you next time.